I don't
It's
know why I
not
did that.
Friday.
Hang
I was
on.
wondering who left it on last time. I hate that.
Hang on. Hang on. This is
Vivian,
great.
if you're going to be shared, does that mean Eric's going to be sunny and you're going to be singing a song?
Ha ha ha. Go on, press the intro now.
Okay.
That's brilliant.
Go. I won't go.
Fuck me, ragged.
We're live anyway, so.
Oh, we.
Hey.
And now Jonathan's gone again.
No, I haven't.
I was pushing the wrong button.
No, I haven't gone. I was just forwarding the link, which Vivian delightfully shared with me. I was just forwarding the link to my girlfriend. And to Guinevere, and to my producer, and to this bloke I know who I thought might find it amusing.
I still love that name, Guinevere.
I love that name, Guinevere.
What am I doing down here?
Do you want to go up the top?
You want to be up there?
No. No, I'm right at the bottom of the screen in a separate camera thing.
Oh, you're fine.
I don't know.
I'm not trying to be up at the top.
Well, you're at the top now. I'm like the rose in between two thorns.
Oh,
isn't that sweet? Hello, Eric Thorne.
Hi, Jonathan Thorne.
Jonathan Thorne. He sounds like an actor.
Now.
Okay, I still don't understand because I've done these. Well, I think this is about the 5th of these shows I've done with you, and for some reason, there's a bloody great big picture of me talking down the bottom. That's as well as the one of me up the top.
Oh yeah, that's because you're in the studio down the bottom there. Just ignore the one down the bottom.
Oh, I've worked out how to do it. I just turn it.
You just
the
turned
other
it
way around. I'm just a silly old bugger who doesn't know what he's doing today. And if anybody wonders, this is Lilith Tinkerbell, my little cat, who is sitting on my shoulder at the moment.
So cute.
She's gorgeous, isn't she?
Mm-hmm.
But yes, we're back. We're back. For everyone in the chat, we're back with Jonathan. And Jonathan has kindly agreed to come on at least once a month. And we do a special. Yeah.
I never. Did you speak to my agent?
No, I spoke to you.
Oh.
And
my agent is Lilith Tinkerbell, so
oh, she doesn't mind. She fancies my John anyway.
yeah.
And we will be doing a cryptid type chat, talk, discussion about the other side of the cryptid world that people don't actually understand or know, which I'm slowly learning about, because it's not just all about Bigfoot, Dogman, winged creatures, Owlman. There's all this other stuff in between that people haven't got a Scooby. So we love doing the shows with you, Jonathan. I know Eric really enjoys them, but don't forget, Eric is a bit weird.
Eric's a
Yeah.
sweet guy. Especially since he's been making his beard look more impressive.
His beard is impressive.
You've still got
Eric,
a long way to go, dear boy.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying.
Eric, I want to know, how was your Christmas? How was your New Year? And how are you in general?
Well, I'm good in general. Christmas was a little bit hard this year because my dad passed. So
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. Roger.
Roger.
Hi, King Bobby of Bobland.
Yes, sir.
Hi, Sarah.
Mhm.
What about your Christmas and New Year? How have you been, Jonathan? How was it for you?
I worked. Christmas is not a time of year I enjoy. Most of my family are either dead or moved away, and
Yeah.
I just ignore it if I can. And whereas once upon a time I would just drink my way through it, I don't even drink now. So I can tell you about the rake if you want.
Well, we were going to talk about, well, we did the pond monsters.
Oh, I've
So-
got something completely off the wall for you now, which isn't in your agenda. So, Karen, tell me your agenda, and then I'll tell you what I'm going to talk
So
about.
it was pond, lake, swamp, and sea.
Okay, we're going to talk about rabbits. And here's Archie. Archie, you're in the way of the camera, you stupid animal. And you've just trodden on the cat. Sorry. Now I want to talk about rabbits. There's an old friend of mine. Has anybody here in the audience live or ever been to Cornwall? Preferably live in Cornwall. Okay, well, Vivian will have to do. Although she's
I've been there, but I've not lived there.
okay. A friend of mine who's been dead for a long time, been dead 30 years this year. She once told me, she said, you're into mystery animals, Jonathan. Do you know about the tin miners' rabbits?
Tit miners?
Tin miners' rabbits.
Tit miners' rabbits.
Not tit miners, tin miners.
Oh, tin miners, yeah.
Okay, Vivian, what's a tit miner?
They would mine for tin in
No, what's a tit miner? That's what you said before.
I thought you said tit miner, and I'm thinking,
Yeah.
Yeah, well, what's a tit miner? Come on, tell me all about this. Are these people
No, let's go back to the tin miners.
mammary glands?
I think that's for another channel.
That's what babies do, tit mine.
Eric, you are the best of us. Yeah, anyway, tin miners' rabbits. And I looked it up. Now, this is something which I think is totally and utterly fascinating, because it turns out that up until the end of the 19th century, the tin miners were almost politically a completely different entity to the rest of Britain. They had their own parliament, they had their own courts, they had their own laws.
Right.
And that went back something at least 2,000 years, because the first tin miners to come to Britain were Phoenician tin traders from what's now Lebanon and Syria, who used to come all the way to Britain to buy tin. But in order to get the tin of the quality they wanted, they taught the indigenous Cornish peoples how to mine for tin.
Wow.
Now, rabbits were one of quite a few different animals which the Phoenicians revered, found sacred. And the tin miners had this whole complex set of beliefs around rabbits, including the fact that when rabbits died, their spirits would go to protect tin miners in the tin mines. And other beliefs are that the little black rabbits that were seen around tin mines were the souls of the tin miners. Now, this is where it gets absolutely fucking weird. As anybody in Britain will know, rabbits in Britain are usually a sort of greyish brown colour, about the same colour as my beard, sort of greyish brown rabbity colour. But there are, all over the country, but particularly in Cornwall, there are sightings of much smaller, dark rabbits. Now, the tin miners worshipped, or at least revered, these dark rabbits. Now, this is where it gets weirder and weirder and weirder.
Cool.
Well done. Thank you, Nico. And it gets weirder, weirder, and weirder because there is one other place in Britain, or rather, there's one other place near to Britain. It is politically separate to Britain, although the king is still head of state there. In the Channel Islands, the island of Alderney is where all the rabbits are small and dark. And there is a breed of rabbits in Syria that are small and dark. And I believe, although I can't actually prove this yet, that Alderney was the stop-off point for the Phoenician boats before they came to Cornwall, and that the rabbits in Alderney all speak with a Syrian accent. Okay, I made that up, but you know what I mean.
I'm just laughing.
And this is why you have tiny black rabbits, which have been revered forever by the local people in Cornwall, in and around the ruins of the tin mines.
Wow.
And you want to know and now this is the weirdest connection of the lot. Do you know who, according to legend, was a Phoenician tin trader? Most famous of all, Joseph of Arimathea, who was supposedly Jesus Christ's uncle.
Oh, wow.
And there are stories that Christ came to. Well, BMO Creative, move in next door to you, my dear. You're always welcome. Jesus Christ's uncle was allegedly a Phoenician tin trader. And during the many years when nobody knows what Jesus did between his 12th birthday and him starting his ministry aged about 30, one of the stories is that he travelled to England with his uncle, the tin trader. So you have holy rabbits and the Son of God and tin traders and tin miners and local ghost stories all mixed up together in the same place. And I tell you, for what I love that story, And I've been researching this story for about 30 years. And if anybody can give me any leads, I'd be grateful. The other thing I want to do is to try and trap a couple of the Cornish black tiny rabbits, see A, if they breed true, and B, if we can take hair samples, get DNA from them, are they more akin to Middle Eastern rabbits than they are
Well,
to British rabbits?
I've seen black rabbits here in Cambridgeshire out on the side of the road, but I wondered whether that was somebody's pet that had got out and they'd interbred with other rabbits.
I've heard about them from other parts of the world,
Yeah,
other parts of Britain, I mean, yeah.
yeah.
And I want to know, are they just local, are they just pets that have escaped, or are they these 2,000-year-old Middle Eastern ones that have been...
But they're not small rabbits, they're quite big.
Now, but the other thing is, of course, rabbits aren't indigenous to Britain.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know that.
They came from Eastern Europe. The Romans brought them.
Yeah.
The Romans and then the Normans brought them. So, if 2,000 years ago, before the Romans were in Britain to any great extent,
That'd be interesting.
the rabbits in Britain were all, if the first rabbits to come to Britain were rabbits from what's now Syria and Lebanon, it puts a whole new spin on the whole rabbitness of Britain, which I think is a fantastic story.
But I think people shouldn't get this mixed up with the hare and the rabbits, because pagan symbols will incorporate the hare, which is completely different to a rabbit. And
hares have longer ears.
They're bigger, and their back legs, they sit up higher.
Okay, I'll tell you a weird thing about Cornish hares as well. You know, there are two species of hare in Britain. There's the mountain hare and the ordinary common hare. Mountain hare is only found in Scotland and is much more much bigger and much fiercer.
There's one of my spirit guides.
Now, in the 19th century, on a piece of southern Cornwall known as the Lizard, the local master of foxhounds, who used to go out, right on BMO Creative.
That's cool.
And sorry, I'm reading what. Thank you, William.
Great band they were.
The 19th century master of foxhounds who went hare coursing actually wiped the hares out on the Lizard Peninsula in southern Cornwall. So he imported new ones. And instead of importing the normal British hare, he imported the Scottish hare. And so you've got a population of these much larger Scottish mountain hares in one little part of southern Cornwall, all because of this. And so in southern Cornwall, we've got rabbits that are smaller than they should be and hares that are bigger than they should be. And I hope you didn't mind me totally going off on a sidetrack about that.
No, but that's interesting, because you would have to go to Cornwall, trap black rabbits, take DNA from them, and you have to take them somehow to what, DNA you take, so you could find out.
And also, the first thing you'd have to do is to see if you could breed them true. Because if you crossed two of them together and their offspring were just ordinary rabbits, then that disproves the whole theory, and says it's just a color variant of the ordinary rabbit.
Yeah, because you'd have to match it with the original DNA of the rabbit, the actual rabbit that you're trying to investigate.
And you'd have to then get somebody to go to Syria, which is not a place I'd really want to go at the moment.
Mm.
No.
Some fucking rabbits. Say to the middle of the Druze militia people, excuse me, guys, will you stop fighting amongst yourselves for a moment? Let me catch some rabbits. And I don't think that would go down very well.
Can you see the mountain here? I've got
I
a
know.
picture
But you
up
can
there.
see, can you put an ordinary brown hair next to it so the boys and girls can see how different the mountain hare and the ordinary common brown hair is? They're totally different.
Hang on. Whoops. It's not letting me do it just yet. Right, I can't do them next to each other, but what I will do is
But the whole point of this is that there is Fortean zoology everywhere you look. You don't have to go looking for sea monsters or lake monsters or giant hairy man beasts. There is just as incredible stories to be investigated with something as simple as a humble rabbit.
Yeah.
can you see that?
Yeah, you can see they're completely different. Can't you see how they're completely different to the mountain hare?
Oh wow.
Look
Yeah.
at that one.
Yeah.
Don't know if you can see. Eric's better at this than me.
But that'll do. That shows it perfectly.
But the other one looks cuter.
Yeah.
The other one's fiercer, and apparently, at least allegedly, can, if it's being attacked by a fox, can disembowel a fox with a kick.
Wow.
Wow.
Whether that's true or not, I don't know, and I don't want to put it to the test, but apparently it can disembowel a predator with a kick.
Yeah. Annette said that my dad bought what he thought was a rabbit home. As it got older, we knew the difference. It took two of us to fight it in and out of the cage. It kicked the shit out of us and terrified the dog.
Yeah. They're really, really huge, aren't they?
Annette, this is brilliant. This is what Fortune Zoological YouTube shows should be about. It's a two-way thing of information between the audience and the people up here, and it's fantastic because here you've just confirmed my you've just confirmed what I said about the hares, and fantastic. There's another hare thing, if you like. Who's heard of the Devil's Footprints? Cue spooky music. You ought to be able to have spooky music you could play then, Eric.
We can do that.
Okay, cue the Devil's Footprints. Come on.
Hang on. Let me get some music. Oh, what's spooky?
Cue the Devils. Did the Horned One visit southern Devon in the winter of 1851, leaving his demonic footprint along the snowy ground and even up the side of buildings and even the local church?
I love that.
See, I can play to the YouTube algorithm. I do it all the time.
Well, we want a bit of rock though. We're going to play some music. It's not very good, is it?
What's that?
I don't know.
The music on there. That's mine. I got better ones now.
Who's this?
Music.
Is this you, Eric?
Yep. This is something I put on there.
You recorded this?
No, I copied it off of something else.
Oh, yes, yes. I was thinking Eric had written and recorded this. So I was
No.
going to say,
No.
whoa, Eric.
These were the ones that were going on REM or on the music boxes, but I decided I went a different way with those. So
Anyway. In February 1851, over a period of 2 nights, according to the story goes, all sorts of what looked like tiny hooved footprints were seen all over parts of South Devon. And it was widely believed that this was actually that the devil, the Horned One himself, had visited our little county. And for years it became known as the Great Devon Mystery. And for years people believed it was quite likely to be the devil. Now, we actually had an old lady, she's dead now, in the village actually phoned me one morning in February about 12 years ago saying, I've got weird footprints in my garden. Can you send someone up to have a look? And we saw them. They do superficially look like cloven hooves.
yeah.
What I think they are, we're still on the subject of hares. You've heard the term mad as a March hare.
Yeah.
That is because the males at the beginning of the breeding season get full of a hormone which gets them to be increasingly aggressive and hop all over the place, picking fights with the other males and behaving in a very strange manner. And that's what I think the footprints were. I think they were Mad March hares, except they happened in February. But I've got photographs of this if anybody wants to see them.
Yeah.
Are they anything like
case-
this? I've just clicked on something, and I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, that would make sense.
they look like cloven hooves.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the Horned One has cloven hooves. He doesn't, of course. The current popular European image of the devil is basically a bastardized vision of Pan. It's not
Yeah.
the devil at all. I tell you what, if you type in CFZ plus devil's footprints, you should get some of my pictures. Well, they're not mine, they're CFZ's pictures.
/ devils.
Yeah, just put in CFZ devil's footprints into Google, or you don't have to put in slashes or anything, it should pick up both.
That's what I get.
What? What do you get?
Oh, you can't see it. Oh, sorry. I don't get CFZ's devil picture footprint. Let me just put in CFZ.
Do you get CFZ?
Hmm.
Hang on.
Wow.
Yeah, I got footage of this.
Let me show this real quick.
Yeah, if you put in, hang on, I'll send you a picture.
Wow.
Here we go. Here we go. Hang on. I think I found you.
Yeah,
I've got a picture of you. Here we go. Visit. If I go in there, and then if we got a find button,
I've got. If I shove something into the chat, oh, hang on. Does it work in here, chat?
no. Hang on. Let me show you what I've got, and then you can guide me. How's that? And everyone can see your beautiful website, because it is. It's a good website.
Yeah, Louis did a jolly good job on that.
That is a very stunning looking website.
Mm-hmm.
You see that? Where could I find?
Oh, fuck knows. I don't even know if I've put them on there yet. Hold on. I'm sending something to you in Messenger so you can.
I like the big black cat.
Okay, I've sent you something in Messenger.
Okay, I'm going to have to download it.
Ooh.
All sorts in there. Right, let me stop sharing. I'll come out. Oh. I've lost the chat, by the way.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, guys. I haven't been ignoring you.
Yeah. No, I got it. So.
You got it.
Yeah,
No,
no one
you haven't.
put
You
anything.
haven't, 'cause I've put it in yours and my Facebook chat.
Okay, I've got it here. Save images. Ooh, I don't know where to save it. Let me think. Pictures.
Hang on, what the hell's happening? I can't get rid of it now. Oh, yes. That's what I like about this show. It's nicely chaotic.
Mm.
We love the chaos. Oh, hang on. I can't share it yet.
All hail
Hang on.
Discordia.
All hail what?
Discordia, the goddess of chaos.
Yeah.
I have to go into another part of my computer to find where I've saved it.
I
There
thought
it
you'd
is.
just be able to put it up and just share the screen.
No. It's a pain in the posterior. Putting it nicely.
Okay, well, while she's doing that,
Yeah.
maybe we ought to get Eric to sing a song or something.
No, that's okay. I can show you a EM pump. How about that?
Yeah, tell us about those things.
The electromagnetic pump that I made.
And it does what?
It puts the EMF field. It produces an EMF field in the atmosphere, so it can charge the air, so it's easier for spirits to manifest.
And can you tell if you've charged the air, if you've got an EMF field around you, can you tell if something walks into that field?
If they manifest it, you can, but it all depends. It's really another device to trial and error with, talking to spirits. So.
Well, I think that the future of an awful lot of this stuff is fucking about with the EMF fields until we find out how these things work.
Yep.
And I'm sorry for you as an engineer and a scientist for me to denigrate what you're doing by calling it fucking around with the EMF fields. Do you know what I mean?
Yep, I know what you mean. In fact, I plan on doing that more. I'm going to build a mini-size Tesla coil when I get over to the UK.
Oh, God. Can you see this, guys? No.
Kinda.
But
Really.
if you look, there's
There you go.
human footprints, and next to the human footprints, you can see a row of little teensy-weensy little prints.
Mhm.
I've got some close-ups. That's just one that, for some reason, that was the one that was put in one of the daily newspapers, and
Huh.
I flogged the story to the Sun, and
Yeah.
they put it in that. But that's just to show. You can see on the left-hand side,
No, no.
you can see the ones closest to on the left-hand side. You can see they are a double thing. Look, a bifurcated double print, looking like a
Both.
hoof, but it isn't, of course.
Yeah.
No.
And one of the other things that I've always thought that some of the drawings of the 19th century ones look like they're wearing horseshoes.
Mm-hmm.
And really, can you imagine the devil is wearing horseshoes? And if so who the hell would have the sheer brass balls to shoe the devil? I mean, no, it's not. It's none of it holds water. But I'm pretty sure that what happened. Yes, right. I like who is BMO Creative?
I don't know, but really informative.
Yeah, you're very, very useful, Mr. Creative or Miss Creative. Exactly. It's the same
Mhm.
story. The same things.
Yeah, I put that up earlier. That was interesting. A straight line, though.
But again, these are all things about Harlon. These are all things, Lorna. Sorry, my eyes just wiggled up a bit there. These are all things connected with hairs. Back when I used to do cryptozoological lectures at school, and there was a game I used to play when I was doing primary school kids. Was called Every Animal Tells a Story, and I'd get them to choose their favorite animal,
Yeah,
tell it to me, and I would come up with cryptozoological, Fortean, or folkloric stories about it. And it always worked. There was always something.
Mm.
And like this, I didn't intend to do this evening. I was just going to tell you about the corn tin miners' rabbits, but we've gone off onto rabbits and hares
Right.
and the devil and Jesus Christ and all sorts of things all tied in with each other. And I think this is fascinating.
Well, I don't know why anybody would jump to that to begin with. I'd think either sheep or deer, first before I would think.
Well, it was at a time, if somebody could type into Wikipedia.
Your turn. Eric, you do it.
Can you type in the Prayer Book Rebellion?
The Prayer Book Rebellion. Okay, hold on. Let me. Yeah, there's several stuff.
Because this will explain why the devil, not a bunch of errant hares, got the blame.
I'm doing this goofy. Can you still see me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, what is it?
Definitely
The Prayer
not.
Book
Rebellion.
Prayer.
We have an outbreak of HN51. What's that?
No, I did that wrong.
Yes. Back in 1549, the Church of England changed their prayer books.
Yeah.
And every time they changed their prayer books, there was a popular uprising. And they did this again in 1851. And
why did it do that?
There was a small-scale rebellion by the local clergy in that part of Devon, refusing to use the new Highwild Bill, refusing to use the new prayer books, and then when these strange footprints happened, one of the local vicars, the vicar of Woodbury, said, "Oh, by using these new prayer books, you have opened up a portal and let the devil into our community. And this is proof that you shouldn't use these fucking prayer books." And
Oh,
it goes on and on and
that
on.
looks like it's
That
on a gravestone.
I can't enlarge it. So
What's that?
that is the Pure Book Rebellion Finney Bridge.
Oh, cool.
Can you click on it?
Yeah, it just changes. Oh,
Is
It
it,
doesn't matter.
yeah, it just changes the picture.
But that explains, I can't remember who it was, I think it might have been Eric, who asked, well, why did people immediately think it was the devil? Because the vicar fucking told them they should.
Yeah.
Okay.
And back in those days, the vicar was an important person. And people paid attention to what the vicar said now, than
Yeah.
probably more than they do these days. Now, if you guys excuse me for a second, I've just got to take my medicine. So
Okay, you take your medicine.
You want
you
me to
can
stop
see
sharing?
how much there is.
It's got a few bills to date there.
15
Wednesday.
tablets.
Wednesday, Jonathan. Wednesday. I'll be right back. Gonna grab something.
Yeah, so this is quite interesting. So we've not done hello, gorgeous cat. We've not done anything. We talked about rabbits and hares. But rabbits and hares, I think, are very pretty, very beautiful.
Mm.
And I'm quite lucky to see a lot of hares where I live. But I want to mention what Rob Fulton has said, that they have an outbreak of bird flu where they are.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, really? We
Where
got
quite
are
bad.
you? Where are you, brother?
Scotland.
Mm.
Oh,
That
shit.
sucks.
Horrible.
Because the farmers had to get rid of all their eggs here because of that. And their chickens.
Well, I had chickens up until last year, but when my last chicken died, I decided I wasn't going to replace her.
Oh, he says swans.
Mm-hmm.
How horrible! I've closed down all my aviaries. I used to have a load of rescue aviaries. I used to take in injured wild birds and things. So it's too complicated now.
But we have a lot of wetlands where I am, and at the moment we have the influx of, I thought they were called Russian swans, but they're not. They're actually European swans that come over here for the winter.
Is that Berwick swan or whooping swan?
They're the ones that are, the beak is slightly different
Okay,
to our swans.
Mm.
And we've
hold
got
on a
fields
second.
and fields and fields of them. And 2 weeks ago, I was lucky enough to see a stork. So
White stork.
it was
Oh, wow.
not to be confused with a heron, but heron shape, as tall as a heron, if not a little bit bigger, but pure white. I was quite
that'd be a white stork.
fascinating seeing one of them.
Now, of course, you do have another thing which you have in your part of the world. You have cranes.
Mm-hmm.
We do. But the stork, I mean, I was looking round to see if it was going to deliver a baby, and there was no baby, so I think it had just delivered.
Nice one. I'm sorry that one didn't.
Yeah.
That one. I had to think twice about that. You're too clever for me today.
Yeah, the baby. There was no babies involved.
Mm.
So yeah. But I am so sorry, Rob, to hear that about bird flu.
I was just reading that. That's kind of cool.
A vicar in the church is is a priest who acts as a representative for a deputy for a higher church official, essentially serving as substitute pastor within a parish. Apparently, not for the Church of England. You're serving for whoever sits on the throne.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, my brother, believe it or not, is a Church of England vicar. Nobody ever thinks that my brother would be a vicar. None of my brother's friends can ever accept that his brother is this weird old hippie who talks about weird shit and folklore.
Yeah. Do you know what? Believe it or not, I am the great-granddaughter of a vicar, Church of England. My
That
great-granddad.
doesn't surprise me at all. You've got that vicarage chick look about you.
That's come from Newcastle.
Oh, wow.
Why I bet?
Why I man?
Well, I've always fancied these girls from vicages. So.
Oh, tell you, my mum was terrible when she was younger. Honestly, my mum was awful.
Why? Karen, you can't just leave us with that.
Jonathan, one day you may or may not meet her. I wouldn't wish her upon anyone, but
Why was your mother awful when
she was a
young?
right tearaway. She made out that she was pretty little miss, back in the day. She was terrible. I mean, the swinging 60s. Well, you know what happened in the swinging 60s?
Well, if you remember what happened in the Seven Swing Sisters, apparently you weren't actually there.
No, exactly. Drugs, fashion, and was it drugs, fashion, and free love?
Oh, yeah, Mick Farron was one of my clients for years. I was too young for the swing 60s. I've worked with a lot of the people who did the swinging.
Oh, dear.
And I probably wouldn't be ill in bed now if I hadn't spent large amounts of the 80s and early 90s taking drugs and behaving like a complete arse. So,
Wasn't that in 1969, birth control, at the end of the 60s, after the baby boom?
no, I thought it was 67, I thought was the pill.
I don't know.
I'm not sure. That's a good thought. Somebody's going to have to go to Wikipedia again.
Yeah.
I grew up in the 70s.
70s, was it?
Yeah, 70s.
I thought it was invented in the 60s.
But we've not covered any sea monsters or pond monsters or anything like that. In case you're expecting that in the chat, we've completely gone off track, which is not a bad thing.
Birth control pill was introduced in May of 1950.
Really?
There you go.
That's much earlier than I thought.
Yeah, me too.
How have we got onto the birth control pill? That's all your mother's fault.
Yeah, it's all my mum's fault. Blame my mum.
I look forward to meeting your mother. She sounds charming.
Oh, she's like Mrs. Bouquet. She makes me laugh. Now, tell me if anyone else's mum does this. When they meet someone new for the first time, this telephone voice comes out. Oh, hello, good afternoon. My name's Kathy. How are you? Thinking, Mum, you don't normally talk like that.
Good afternoon, Kathy. How lovely to meet you.
She'll see this. What?
By the way, one of my favorite shows.
Is your does your mother watch this show?
Occasionally.
Hi, Kathy.
Call her Olive. She hates that name.
I'm not going to call her Olive. I think she sounds delightful.
Ew, you don't know her. Oh. She's retiring next month, and she's 75 years old, and she's only retiring now from her job.
Jesus, then 10 years older than me. I mean, gap of 10 years. Hey, that's nothing.
And she's when she's at home bored. Oh my God. I don't know what's going to happen, but there you go. There you go. We'll see what happens.
Hey, Kathy, my number is 01237.
I'll pass it to her. She can do some research for you.
And Isabel, if you're watching this, it's not what it sounds like.
Oh dear. No, but it's been really interesting talking about those hairs tonight. It'd be something that I'd be more aware of.
Talking about hairs and birth control.
Yes, and the church. See, like an hour's not long enough. We need more.
Yes.
Eric,
I like it when we have these freewheeling conversations which go
left.
Nobody knows where the fuck they're going to end up going.
Eric, is there anything you want to know about while we've got Jonathan here? While we're going on tangents.
No, he wants to know about your mum, same as I do.
Oh, well, he's going to meet her in August.
She sounds cute.
My mum's not cute.
I bet she is.
She's not. She's feisty, my mum, because she comes from a Taylor bloodline, you see. And they're all mad, the Taylors.
Yes, I've met several Taylors in my life. I've dated a Taylor in my life, and yes, they're completely insane.
They're bonkers, yeah.
That was my name before I was adopted.
Taylor. So you're mad. Well, we know you're mad.
Roger Ray Taylor.
Hang on, that's the drummer with Queen.
Roger Taylor. Eric, is there something you're not telling us?
Well, my birth mother gave me that name, Roger Ray Taylor. And then I was adopted at 3 months old, so my parents gave me Eric John Thompson.
He could be a love child of Roger Taylor of Queen.
There's nothing. What's your sense of rhythm like, Eric?
Really good.
See, that proves it. You're right, Vivian.
Or he could have something to do with Roger Taylor from Duran Duran.
Well, they were both drummers, weren't they?
They were. Something in the name of Roger Taylor. That's weird.
Roger has a beard.
Yes, he does now. Yeah, we are actually just talking complete bollocks now, aren't we?
We are now.
Oh, dear. Even Lilith now is thinking she wants to distance herself from this conversation. We're just talking complete bloody nonsense.
Oh dear. Well, looking at Lilith, I was reading something online over Christmas period about cats and cats' behaviour, and they were talking about the largest domesticated cat that you can have in your home legally, and they were looking at the Savannah cat, and apparently they have grades. And I didn't know this, but this highest grade, Savannah, has serval. There's so much serval in it. You can't have it in your home. And it costs stupid amounts of money for this particular cat. But I was really, really intrigued, thinking, I'd really like a Savannah cat in the house. Put a lead on it. Take it to the shops, down the shops for walkies and things like that.
Well, if you want to take something out down the house, shops or walking, why not have somebody like Archie?
Oh, I take Archie out any day of the week. Look at him, he's gorgeous.
What are you
That dog.
doing, Archie?
Trying
Digging.
to build a nest in my bed. Because I'm not very well at the moment, so I went to bed to do the show.
Yeah.
And now Archie and Lilith, Archibald, will you stop it? Archie and Lilith both came and joined me.
Keep you warm.
Archie, you are being stupid, aren't you?
Do you find, though, this is a serious question, do you find during this time of year, when snow on the ground, frost, ice, whatever, that there seems to be more reports, either rightly or wrongly, of strange footsteps from strange creatures, especially that come from down your area, down south, down that way?
I don't know. I get footprints. I get weird footprint stories all through the year. So
Right.
I don't know. I'd have to sort of sit down and look at a year's supply of stories and look at the way they are distributed. But you saw on the you had a brief look at my website earlier, and you can see all the. I add 3 or 4 news stories a day on there.
Because there was one. It was during the festive season in Cambridge, the centre of Cambridge, where one woman had reported seeing this monkey type creature. Now, knowing around the area of Cambridge where this report had come from, that Cambridge area is full of students, full of bars. They're all drinking. They're all getting rather merry. And come on, common sense. She didn't see that. She thought she saw that. It was really someone either playing a prank or she was pissed. But it hit the newspaper. And it was like, oh, really? Another one? Really? And then other people within social media, let's say, I'm not going to name any names, grab that stories. Oh, yeah, we got to look into this. I'm just thinking, yeah, you could go down there. I know the area pretty well. And I know you pointed it out to me, Jonathan. And I thought, yeah, I know exactly what this is. And there was another one, and this was in November, and it was so close to me I could walk there. There were sightings of a big cat on this farmer's field. And there were private discussions on another page that nobody else knows about, that these other people picked up on the story. And it's the same thing over again. Somebody had seen a household cat, took a photo, of course, like field of vision. Oh, it's a big cat. It's this. And what people don't realise is you then have other people that are interested in the big cat sightings will go to this farmer's field, ruin all his crop and everything that's half ruined anyway because of the bad weather we've been having, and ruin the rest of it. And that's his livelihood gone. So I just think that people, especially like when you hear about things, come and speak to somebody like Jonathan, that will ask poignant questions before you go off and start looking for evidence of this or evidence of that, because it's not so straightforward. It really isn't.
What I still want you to do about I can't remember the district of Cambridge where this monkey was supposedly seen.
Yes.
But I'd be really grateful if you could try and track down the original witness.
Okay. I could try.
Because I don't for 1 minute believe there's a monkey loose in Cambridgeshire. But
the only way that would happen is if we have we've got a private zoo, we had a private zoo that turned into this bigger other zoo in Shepworth, but that's nowhere near centre of Cambridge. We got another one in Huntingdon, but again, it's not in the centre of Cambridge. So there are things could get out, but to end up there, I don't think so.
Well, there are all sorts of stories in British folklore about ghost monkeys.
Yeah.
And there are, of course, the sightings of the Woodrows, which go back centuries and centuries,
Yeah.
at least 1,000 years. And
Isn't there, you might know this one, Eric, there's a famous house, I think it's in Surrey, that has the apparition of a monkey that appears to be masturbating. It's a famous haunting of the masturbating monkey. I'm not making this up. Seriously.
oh, fucking brilliant. You've got to find this out for me, please. We are going to have an expedition to look for the famous wanking monkey. The dirty fucking wanking monkey.
I think it's hang on. I'm gonna have a quick Google. I'm sure.
Do you realise that when the police chase you up for something and they find we've got to go through Google searches, oh dear, she's looking for masturbating monkeys.
I can imagine that conversation.
I'm good now.
But yes, one I can track pretty good too.
It's Athelhampton Hall is where the masturbating.
Endorsed. Martin's 8.
That's where the ghost of a masturbating monkey haunts.
What?
Oh, that's in Dorset.
That's where it is.
Yeah, and I didn't know about the mastering, but I know the story of the monkey. It was supposedly the pet of one of the lords of the manor, who he was having an extension built, and accidentally the monkey got walled up behind a wall and died of starvation. I not heard of the masturbating.
Hi, Chantal. Chantal's in Devon. Maybe we should send her there to Athelhampton Hall.
But the weird thing is about that, the family is the hall was owned by the Martin family, and their coat of arms has a monkey, and their coat of arms is motto was, "He who looks at Martin's ape shall look at him."
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Chantal want to go look for a masturbating monkey.
Put that on your list. Put that on your list, Eric. Oh dear. Yeah, and it's a grand English country estate. It's some place to go and visit. Do they do like open days there? I think they do.
I have no idea whatsoever, but are you anywhere near Athelhampton, Chantal?
BMO says yes, the monkey is also named Martin.
Yeah. He who looks at Martin's ape shall look at him. It's the motto. There's lots of stories about it.
Chantel's just checking to see
I wrote about Martin's ape, 30 years ago, because I was working on a theory that quite a lot of the ghost monkeys that turn up in folklore are actually have the same relationship to Woodrows as skunk apes do to Bigfoot.
Really? Huh.
And this says the ghost of the masturbating monkey puts the willies up visitors to a stately home in Dorset. The phantom of the chortling chimp swings from the rafters while scratching his privates on a huge with a huge beam on his face. I heard, now I don't know if this is true, but I heard that it wasn't a chimp, that it wasn't actually a baboon, and it sits there in full view, fully like you see them in the zoos, fully, playing with himself.
Just as long as it's not the estate that I was looking at.
I bet it is.
It probably is. Might look.
But it'd be a funny ghost to have, though.
This show.
Well, I mean, it'd be a nice theory to figure out. I mean, if it was, but.
This show makes me happy. I enjoy being on this show. Hey, Chantal, do you want to go off and be a researcher for us?
Ooh.
The ghost of a masturbating monkey.
Go in search of the masturbating monkey, Chantal.
Yeah.
I think a lot of this is a universal archetype, which is somewhere deep inside the psyche of every man, woman, and child on this planet. It's what Carl Sagan called a fossil memory, and it's deep. I don't mean wanking monkeys. I mean the whole Bigfoot, Woodrose, skunk ape archetype is deep inside people's psyches.
Yeah. But it is like quite funny. If you search, pretty much anywhere, you'll find it. I think if you look for some particular thing.
Now, this is Chantal's interest. She thinks that investigating wanking monkeys would be pretty fun research. Oh dear, Chantal, I'm so sorry. You're going to be the victim of my jokes for months to come now.
She don't mind.
I'm sure she doesn't. I think we need to actually have a look at this. I'd like to see if we can find some more.
No, it's
Chantal,
not in the deep.
You are an absolute poppet. I hope you know that.
It's not deep wood, Chantal. It's actually quite stately. So it's what you would call a posh wank. Sorry, I should say.
A posh
Oh my
wank.
gosh. Okay.
Oh, we're terrible.
I would like to see if somebody could go and have, if it is open to the public, go and have a word with some of the people there and see if anybody's seen it recently. That would be the first starting point.
What's it called? Apple?
Athelhampton. Athelhampton. And of course, Hampton is vulgar slang.
Yep.
Because, of course, there's a place, if you're talking about rhyming slang, Hampton Wick is rhyming slang for dick. So Athelhampton. Yeah. So we've got a whole lot of wanking monkeys lecturing to start off the year with.
It opens 10 a.m. on Thursday.
Oh, really?
Athelhampton House. Stay out in Dorset.
Wow.
Come on, Chantal, get down there, girl.
And it's free. Admission is free.
Oh, wow.
It has to be because they... Oh, God, stop it. I'm just about to be
Go and see the monkey for free. Because you don't know. It doesn't necessarily have to happen at night. It could happen during the day.
Well, it's one of the things Richard and I have an ongoing joke about is a dirty wanking monkey. Chantal, you can be as inappropriate as you like. I like that woman.
Mm.
But you know what?
Yeah.
I mean, people that are like the ghost hunters, if you like, they're too like, come on, look for the more fun things in life, like the wanking monkey, the gay ghost. They're honestly,
They might
they
actually
do
really
exist.
do it.
Oh God, yeah. There's a ghost. There is a ghost in one of the castles in Scotland. That if a young man climbs up one of the circular stone stairs, it'll grab his buttocks.
Chantel says, I might actually really do it. I just need another reason that isn't monkeys wanking to convince my granddad to take me. Telling me you want to see a part of Dorset history.
Say that you want to research. Say that you've been talking to some elderly hippie weirdo on a YouTube spooky video thingy who is interested in getting you to research the Martin family
Of Athelhampton.
of Athelhampton.
There you go.
I'm trying to find.
Rita says, I want to see she wants a seahorse. Oh, a seahorse.
She wants to
See horses.
Oh, seahorse is not an actual seahorse.
Mm-hmm.
You mean? Oh, you want to see
Horses.
the equines things, not the Echinopsis fish. Okay, yeah. Nobody seems to realise that there are seahorses in Britain, in British waters.
Mm.
At least 3 species.
What?
How do you have forgotten the seahorses?
Well, it isn't rape if it's being done by a ghost. Not me running up and down those stairs to see if a ghost touches my bum.
Yeah.
Do you know, all jokes aside,
Chantal, you are making it very, very difficult for me not to be inappropriate.
Dan went on a ghost hunt, and he won't mind me telling you this, but this ghost really had a good feel of his buttocks.
Yeah, that's
right. Somebody had a really good feel of his buttocks. When he turned around, there was nobody there, which freaked him out. Mm-hmm. But apparently, some of the phenomena was that men get their bums felt by another male.
How is Daniel?
He's all right. He's not very well, but he's getting over the worst. He had this bad viral infection over Christmas, and yeah, that's I stay in contact with Dan, so he's getting there. He's on the mend.
You could also ask him, as an ex-zookeeper, he might know a lot about wanking monkeys. So.
Yes, he might do. Or if he doesn't, he might know somebody who does.
Well, I do know that Richard Freeman and I, ever since a cartoon in Viz years and years and years ago, Richard and I make joke. It's one of our ongoing stupid jokes about dirty wanking monkey. And so the fact we can have a research project into dirty wanking monkeys will make Richard Freeman incredibly happy.
Yeah, that's Chantel's going up there with her granddad.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, don't Google it. Don't Google. She put, do not Google wanking monkeys, girls and boys.
Yeah.
Don't do this at home, boys and girls.
No.
And take lots of photographs, please, Chantal, my dear. Being serious a second. Photograph everything and everything. Anything and everything.
Yeah.
It's really just to chat to these people and see if anybody's had recent sighting of the monkey. You don't have to say the monkey's masturbating.
Yeah. Lorna, my favourite part of this were the fat slags. Sorry, I had to get that in there. was a great magazine.
My favourite one was Roger Nelly, the man on the telly.
Telly,
'Cause
yeah.
that's me, basically. Hello, good evening, and bollocks.
I didn't see the one I wanted.
Are you looking to see if it's Athelhampton Hall that's for sale that you want to
Yeah.
buy?
Well, I got several that I'm looking at, because I still want to kind of do what I talked about before. And I found some beautiful places that were abandoned. But part of it's upgraded to where you can live in it, but the rest of it's just empty. Just empty. It doesn't have anything in it. It has all the original woodwork, brickwork, whatever. And there was one,
Chantel,
I can't find it.
Chantel's asked, is it a well-known legend there, or am I going to look like a twat when I ask somebody about it? No, it is.
It is a well-known legend, but if you like, Viv, have you got Chantal's email address?
Who?
Chantal's email address.
I've got her as a friend on Facebook, so I can send her stuff
Okay,
privately.
can you introduce her to me on Facebook, and I will write up a sort of mission profile, which will then spare her blushes and make her not feel that she's looking like an idiot.
Yeah. BMO says the place is gorgeous.
But anyway, the place I was looking at was 600 years old. So
let me show.
Bits of my house are 500 years old.
Wow. I want to see your house before you move and have it.
Well, if anybody can give me 130 grand to pay off the mortgage, I'll stay here.
All right. Do that.
Guys, can you see this?
Yep, that's it.
Gosh, look, there's the monkey.
That is
Chantel, this is what we're talking about. If you can see that.
Yeah, but can you imagine? You've got all that gracious majesty, and in the middle of it, you've got a monkey having one off the wrist.
So this is what you'll go to visit, Chantel. Okay.
And there, behind that doorway, there's a monkey having a crafty J. Arthur.
Did that put your mind to rest?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just wondering how many.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering how many more euphemisms for masturbation we can get in the conversation.
I don't know. I'm sure we could do a whole bunch of them, but I won't.
Yeah.
Oh, I will.
I know you will.
I'm basically a 12-year-old boy inside the body of a 66-year-old man. And I still find, as anybody who's ever seen the stupid videos that me and Isabel put up on TikTok, they're all just juvenile smut. And it's only there because it makes me and my stupid friends laugh.
Oh dear.
Chantal, you are a wonderful girl.
You need to go, Chantal. Tell your granddad to take you for a day out.
Mm-hmm.
I've got some research to do.
Yes, and I will write you a mission profile that doesn't involve masturbating. My God, it's an ambidextrous wanking monkey. Do you realise it's an hour and a half, and we still haven't mentioned water monsters at all?
No! Well, we're going to have to continue the water monsters later in the month.
But I'm always happy to come on. I always enjoy coming on this show.
Oh, we just go off tangent and talk about all sorts, which is I think is great.
Yeah.
Absolutely great.
I think we'll do a specialist wanking monkey show. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Masturbating Primate Hour with
Yes.
Lucy Viv.
Do you know what? I just had this thought in my head, and this is such a
Oh.
wicked thought. So we talk about the masturbating monkeys. There's animals throughout the whole of the animal kingdom that masturbate like that can.
Mhm.
What if one of the Bigfoot researchers stumbled across a Sasquatch squatting, masturbating?
Well, do you remember the New Year before last? I think it might have been the one before that, but it was certainly the New Year before last. The walrus that turned up in Hartlepool.
Mhm.
No.
They had to cancel the New Year's Eve firework display so they didn't disturb the walrus. The walrus saw in the new year in by having a crafty J. Arthur on the seafront.
Oh my God.
Mhm.
Because walruses do masturbate quite a lot, apparently.
I will tell him, Chantel.
What do you mean we all behave better when Dan's here?
No, Dan's worse.
Yeah.
Yes, I thought Daniel would be worse.
What do you call wanking in your local area? Well, where
What?
I'm from, the nickname for it, or the slang word would for it would be having a Sherman.
The Sherman tank, yes.
Sherman tank, or
Yeah,
or
somebody
having a
said that.
shandy. You could have a shandy.
And Candy. And
Yeah.
but then there's having a J. Arthur rank.
Yeah, having a shandy.
And to Nico Sharp question. No, I haven't seen it. I was gonna watch it, but then somebody told me about it, and I won't watch it now.
Why? What's wrong with it? Thank you, Graham.
It's total garbage. It's nothing to do with the actual study or even a documentary at all. It's just sick, perverted Sasquatches doing stuff.
Oh, right, okay.
Cool.
Mhm.
Well, I've actually got a copy that somebody who shall remain nameless sent me a hooky copy of it some months ago, and I haven't actually watched it yet.
We'll watch it if you
Talk
really
about
want
I
to.
sick, perverted Sasquatches. That sounds fun. And because there is quite a market for Sasquatch porn, isn't there?
Yeah.
Right.
I used to know this chick who collected it.
Do you think she liked hairy men?
Well, she didn't like me, so.
Oh dear. Right, we better bring the show to a close now. We've done an hour and a half.
No,
I think
we've got to bring the show to a climax.
ha ha ha. Oh dear.
Hang on,
But-
Archie wants to join in.
Hello, Archie.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, look at him. Oh, but we'll get you back on soon, Jonathan, if that's okay.
Anytime, my love. I always enjoy it. And if you could introduce me and Chantal on Facebook,
Yes.
send her as much information as I've got about Martin's ape, because it is something that's interested me for ages. The masturbation thing's just the icing on the cake. I
It's
didn't
true.
know about that.
It's true. I'll have to send you the newspaper links and stuff for it.
Don't send it to me.
No, I won't send it to you. It's the Daily Express that put it in their newspaper.
Oh, that was a mate of mine, one of the features editors on the Daily Express. I wouldn't believe anything he wrote.
Right.
And you can listen to the article as well.
Oh, wow.
There's nothing I can say. If you can send it to both me and to Chantal, I'd be very grateful.
All right, hang on. Let me see if I can do it while I've got you here. because it's on my computer. And hang on. Let me close this. Let me see if I can send it to you.
Oh, Archibald, stop it.
What's he doing?
I
He's
can
no-
share it to my Facebook page.
Why is he shaking?
Because he's excited. I've got some biscuits, and he's getting
Mm.
more and more and more excited. Thinks he's going to have biscuits.
Oh wow.
Okay, look, I'll share it to my Facebook page, so everyone that know me on Facebook can see.
Mm.
Okay, so I've
Okay,
literally just posted it to my Facebook page because I can't send it privately.
Mm-hmm.
So next day after tomorrow, you watch, I'll get a ban from Facebook.
for putting simian pornography up there.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh dear, but it is funny. But yeah, go on. If you, Jonathan, go on my friend's wall. Can you
Oh.
Sorry, I'm having a moment.
It's
go,
okay.
go and look on my friends list on Facebook, and you'll see Chantel on there.
And she'll block me immediately.
Yeah, most probably. But before we do go though, if anyone is in the market for a REM pod, do you want to hold up a REM pod, Eric?
Which one?
Eric
Oh,
makes them.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you one that. Oh, no, they're all going now. You can't see the lights on this one though, because of the screen's too light. Sorry.
Look at that one. Or if you want any work commissioned,
Mm-hmm.
you want a certain piece of equipment built to a certain specification, or you're looking for a certain piece of equipment, reach out to Eric Thompson on Facebook.
Eric,
Private
I
message.
want you to make me a 15-foot tall wanking monkey. Fully
Not gonna do it.
Sarah was disgusting one towards the end.
Thank you, Sarah.
Maybe when I move over there permanently, I'll do it. But
So you could still get one, Jonathan.
yep.
Are you planning to move to England permanently?
Oh yeah. Yep. In 5 years.
That would be fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
We'll celebrate my 70th birthday with a 15-foot robotic masturbating monkey.
There you go.
I can't think of any more suitable gift for me.
Oh dear.
I'll put it right in your front yard.
Oh dear, that's funny.
Oh, God.
Right, so Eric and I will be back next Wednesday.
Who have you got with you next Wednesday?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're hoping to have a particular guest on. He's not agreed yet. He has in principle, but we've not locked in the date. So we're going to try and push him for next Wednesday.
Mm.
So if we're lucky, we might have the wonderful, the delightful, the very knowledgeable Steve Mira.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's nice. I like Steve. Good bloke.
Yeah. But
He's one
leave
of the
that
good-
one with me.
In a field full of bad guys, he's one of the good guys.
Yeah. Yeah. And his good lady wife, Jackie, as well.
It's weird. I've known him for, 20 odd years, maybe longer. I've never met him, but we've emailed each other and phone called each other so much I feel I know him. But,
Yeah. He looks like a mad professor with his glasses.
Mm.
Yeah. One that you wouldn't want to cross, though.
Whereas I
But,
look whereas I've been told I look more like an elderly version of Charles Manson. So
No, you're more of a younger version of Dumbledore.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
okay, I was going to do the
Yep. Definitely
Oh,
double.
the Charles Manson look. No,
Yes, especially as I don't think he did it. That's another story.
Right, we are going to end the show here, guys. Thank you, everyone in the chat, for joining in and listening to us and asking all the questions. They've been great. So we hope that you'll be able to join us next week. But don't forget, we have some great shows on the Simply Spooky Network. Friday nights, we were going to have the Friday Night Freak Show. Is that what they call themselves? Can't remember.
Yeah.
It's been a while. I've
Yeah,
slept
I don't know.
since the last one. And Annette's show on Sundays, Shadows and Lights. We've got the Dark Mirror Boys on a Monday night. And on Tuesday, very, very exciting, there is no more The Spooky Show that will go on Things Network, so we won't be putting it on the Simply Spooky Network. But at 9 o'clock on Tuesdays, there is a new show coming. It has been advertised, which is called Cat in the Net, which is going to be absolutely brilliant. So I can't wait for that. So look out for that one on Tuesday nights at 9 o'clock. Kat Murphy and Annette, our very own Annette Locke, not Lloyd, Annette Locke, Nettie, as we call her. They will be starting their show, I believe, next Tuesday night at 9 o'clock. So that's going to be interesting. And on a Saturday at 3 o'clock, is it on a Saturday, Jonathan?
Yes. Oh, me. Sorry, I was
Yes.
out. I was thinking about the Cat and Net show. Annette show. Yes, Saturday afternoon on the CFZ TV YouTube channel. There is my peculiar show, which is hard science, weird shit, and surreality, quite often involving glove puppets and me swearing. But I think you'll probably enjoy it.
I might, if it's all right with you, share it to the Simply Spooky channel, and
You are
we'll air
welcome.
it there. Okay,
You
so
are
we'll do
welcome.
that on Saturday for you guys. So all that's left to say is thank you and good night, everyone. Eric, over to you.
Good night, everyone. Be safe.
Jonathan, you get the last words.
Good night, my darlings. Oh, no.